Это не удалось. Во-первых, народная музыка не очень.
А что за направление?
А?
Что за направление?
Направление? Какое направление?
Что за направление музыки играет там?
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. What a strange night into the morning it was for Bitcoin. Bitcoin was just hanging around this level where we had basically been consolidating out of nowhere. Massive dump all the way down to about $18,230-ish. And kind of right now we're sitting, right around that $19,000 level again. Now, interestingly enough, don't say I didn't point this out, but we were talking about this 89 right here on the EMAs, and if you actually look at where this level is, it's $18,236. So you can't make that up, guys. Basically an exact perfect touch. So you can see how the technicals still do work even during these crazy times, right? You can still use these levels when you are trying to trade. And the good thing is we did, in fact, not that we had it, but if there was a CME futures gap, through all the madness this morning, it got closed. So that's good to bring up. But what we need to talk about are different potential bear market scenarios, how it could end, how much longer it could be. And also, I warned you guys that this Wednesday, we are going to have the FOMC meeting. Most people are saying they're going to raise 75 basis points. That would be the expected number. However, I do want to just point out why it's a little bit different this time, and it might just throw a wrench in the gears, even if we get the 75 basis point raise, which is what everybody's anticipating. There's actually a little bit more to this Wednesday. So you're going to want to stick around for that, guys. And also, super quick, for everybody that was looking into PalmSwap, I just wanted to remind everyone, there are literally 20 hours right here, you can see, until the upcoming sale, right? And this is a completely free sale. Not free in the sense that, it doesn't cost anything, but it's a free launch. So basically, everybody gets fair price. Doesn't matter when you get in, and all the tokens get completely unlocked right away. So essentially, it just leads for price discovery and all that. But if you guys are interested, I do have the link below. If you want to know a little bit more about this, stick around to the end of the video. I don't want to go into it right now. I know you guys want to do charts, but I'm just letting you know because there's only 3 days for this. It could be a good opportunity in a bear market. Obviously, not financial advice, but stick around. We'll talk about that. And of course, guys, if you're not subscribed, well, what are you guys waiting for? Definitely get subscribed. So let's hop in and let's see what's going on. Now, basically, I haven't changed this chart. All these lines are the same. We had the rejection right here. Now, what is interesting? What is interesting is looking at this level right here where we fell. Yes, technically, that was the level right here for the EMA ribbon. But at the same time, if you look at it, beyond that, there wasn't any significant price level, right? At that level, we were saying that we could come down to this wick around 17,990. We didn't. We actually missed it, which is showing me, when you see a candle like this, and I'm not saying like, oh, bull runs on, anything like that. That is a nice candle. When you see buyers coming in like that, that shows a lot of confidence in price, buying at these levels, right? It shows that people are actually finding these levels to be good discount levels for buying Bitcoin. And not to mention, we are still technically putting in a higher low. And the other thing on top of it is, even though you could say, yes, we did have this wick down here, but nevertheless, if we look at the candle closing right here at around 18.7, if we close this candle and maintain up here, that actually puts in 3 solid higher lows. Well, not counting the first one, but 3 total to make a full-on trend, which is showing me that this could be good, and as long as we can maintain above 19,450, which is sort of this pivot area right here, then it's not exactly like bullish, but that does show that the markets have that strength. So what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for 2 things. We're either looking to sort of break above this level around 20,740, or if we continue to go sideways, you want to break this downward sloping trend. I mean, ideally, had we been able to get back into this sort of bear flag, that really would have been the ideal. I'm not too sure that that's going to happen now just because so much time has passed. So really what we're looking for now, and we could bounce around sideways. You could come all the way out here to potentially the middle of October before having that move to the upside. But ultimately what we want to do is, for starters, break this downtrend right here. That's what you want to do on the shorter time scale, right? Obviously, anything over 22,475, massively, massively bullish. And I do think that could take us again, possibly to the top of this range. So if you guys are interested in learning how to trade, make sure you guys check out the tutorial. Popping up above, $16,000 in bonuses below. You guys know the drill. But here is the scenario, right? So the thing that usually happens at the tail end of these, bear markets, or at least the very bottom before we start to curve back up, and I'm not talking about the Fed, we'll talk about that. I'm just talking about the technicals. I'm talking about what usually generally happens in bear markets. You could see we're in this giant falling wedge. So, would you be able to stick it out for this long? If, okay, our first victory, let's say maybe could be breaking this heart line right here. But what if we broke it, came back down, retested it, and then slid down, just continued sideways, maybe even had a fake out all the way here? We're already in February now of 2023. Would you be comfortable, potentially even to May of next year, consolidating at this range, just bouncing up to 24, bouncing down to 18, and just going sideways? Because that's actually what you do in bear markets at the end. And it's very healthy to do that. You don't, even though you want Bitcoin to pump right now, trust me, you don't. You don't want Bitcoin to just go if it went that high, that'd be amazing. It wouldn't go that high. But you don't want it to shoot up right here, because if it was to shoot up, it would probably get rejected, right? Because it would be premature. Actually, I wanted to point this out that Dr. Profit was mentioning, and this is what we were saying, but he made it into a picture. So I'm going to show what he has because it looks nicer. You could see the similarities between what we're having right now and what we had back in the 2013 into almost 2016, market that we had. And right in here where we had that bear market, you could see that we actually put in what I've been saying, almost a triple bottom. And this right here went for quite some time. This is obviously in another language, so I don't know exactly how many days that was, but having a look right here, you could see that there could be some real boring time ahead. And that would be amazing for accumulation. It would be the opportunity of a lifetime. Most people would walk away, lose interest, because who wants to watch price go sideways, until possibly May of next year, right? But that is what they do. First, you have that capitulation, and then you have that boredom. And the boredom is where most people walk away, even though that was the opportunity to accumulate at those levels, right? Bob Lucas, he says the final descent is here. The first big 4-year Bitcoin cycle low opportunity is only 6 weeks away, around November 10th. He says patience and accumulate. Now, he doesn't have any charts, but if you know Bob Lucas, he's very famous for pushing the idea of the 4-year cycles, right? We kind of know the halving and all that, but he's the one that kind of pointed it out and said, hey, based on these types of cycles, if you believe that the 4-year cycle is the end all be all, then, 6 weeks away, guys. We may only have, 6 weeks, and there may even be another fake out. Remember, it was a triple bottom. Back here, right? So, price fell and then fell again and then fell again, right? So that could happen. Freak people out and bore them at the same time, right? Something we haven't talked about in a long time. I'm not even sure really if there's any credibility to this chart. It's kind of a meme chart at this point, the rainbow chart. But you could see that we are having a little bit of diminishing returns here. For example, back here, Bitcoin had no problem easily breaking out to the upside. Right here, 2017, perfect touch. Right here, we didn't even get out of the orange, right? Now, granted, we've never fallen into the purple zone ever, right? Well, we kind of dipped right here. Right here, we had a little bit of a dip. That was the COVID crash, though, so that was a little unexpected. But having a look right here, this points the low on this chart, if you believe that the rainbow chart would hold up after all these years, which thus far it actually has, as far as the bottom being concerned. It pretty much says that the lowest Bitcoin would be around $16,453. Now, I have been saying that all the indicators are pointing to us that the bottom is in, but if this time is actually different, well, then I guess 16,453 would be the absolute bottom, and if we fell out of that, well then, I guess this chart's irrelevant, but, like I said, we did have this breakout right here. But, as we've been talking about these bottoming signals, like Plan C had pointed out, we got the delta cross, right? Within 2 to 8 days cross, boom. Right over here, deep value cross within 2 to 4 days, June 18th. Pi cycle bottom, we spoke about that. And then he says the only thing that we don't have is this cost basis cross, which he is projecting we should see this happen on September 26th. And at that point, I think we've run out of bottom signals. I think it's either we go into completely uncharted territory and we experience a market and a world and Fed policy like we've never experienced before, or the cycles repeat. Now, I can't speak from experience because I was not trading in the 2008 financial crisis. I was busy partying in college. But that being said, I can tell you that from the time I've spent in this space, these cycles have actually played out and we have seen diminishing returns. Now, there was a theory that we would be having a longer cycle, a super cycle, right? And who knows, maybe it would have played out had the stocks not crashed and had the Fed not got hawkish. Maybe, we don't know. We'll never know that, right? We also never seen a double top in Bitcoin. Plenty of double bottoms. We've never seen a double top. We've also never seen the 200 weekly moving average acting as resistance. That's pretty bearish, right? So there are a lot of things we have not seen, which is why this time is in fact different. I think we can all agree that it is different. Clearly, obviously, right? But I still believe in the halving. I still believe in the distribution of the coins, the cycles of the coins. And I do believe that at some point the Fed will have to pivot, right? A lot of things right here, for example, we've never seen the 21 exponential fall below the 200. Will we? I don't know. But if we keep going downwards and sideways potentially for, another month, that may be another first thing we've never seen before in Bitcoin's history. And like I said, really all we're looking for, this is my explain it like I'm 5 years old chart. All you want to do is just break this resistance and that's it. And then you get back to your previous levels. All you want to do is just break this downward sloping resistance and then get back to your previous levels. That's all you got. That's all you want to do. Obviously, we haven't seen that, right? So if you're looking at this, like I said, this is the equivalent of being down here. It's still a golden opportunity for buying. You can't deny that. I mean, these are some of the greatest buying opportunities in Bitcoin's history. Arguably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one of 5 of the best opportunities in the past 13 years to buy Bitcoin. That's got to mean something. That's got to stand for something, right? But nevertheless, we do have the dollar scaring a lot of investors right now, pushing up on that legacy resistance. And that is leading us into the meeting. Now, currently, the S&P seems a little indecisive today, having a slight green candle. But why is it different this time? Well, the U.S. Fed's meeting in September is going to be different and important for the U.S. stock market investors because in addition to the rate hike decision that the Federal Open Market Committee will take, the projections are also going to be announced. The Fed's projections are crucial because they will outline a likely policy course for the rest of 2022 and 2023. So it's not just a matter of, let's see what they do with raising rates. It's actually a matter of listening this time, right? Because if they come out and they give projections that aren't exactly too great, or they think it's going to be worse, or they think that they're going to just have to keep remaining hawkish all through next year, it could be talk. They back down a lot, right? They're known for bluffing. But if they come out with that tone and it feels negative, it could be bad for the markets, even if we get the 75 basis point raise as expected. So we have to pay a lot of attention to what Powell says and how he says it and the tone that he says it in. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying. There's a lot of sentiment check that's going to be involved in this one. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Do be safe out there. That is happening on Wednesday. And finally, for everyone that stuck around to the end of the video, guys. So PalmSwap, as you guys know, is pretty much going to be a leverage trading platform, but on the blockchain. They're going up to 10x, which I'm glad that they're not going higher than that because nobody should really be trading with anything higher than 10x leverage. I've done it a few times, but you shouldn't do it. It's not recommended. Long story short, this is really cool because it's going to be the first platform that you can do this, but also have all the stuff that you can do on a traditional centralized exchange. You go on Uniswap and all you're doing is just swapping and there's really no other options. These guys, they're going to have buy orders, sell, limit, conditional. It's going to basically be like trading on a centralized exchange, but you're doing it through your trusted wallet, your own app, decentralized on the blockchain, right? And right now, currently, we're looking at BSC, so this is a BNB thing. You will need some BNB for this, but if you guys are interested, take advantage of that below. Use the link below in the description if you guys want. And like I said, this is a free not a free, a fair offering. So you connect your wallet right here, you hold on to your BNB, you deposit BNB, and then you claim your tokens. Now, I just want to point this out. So in a community fair launch, the price is adjusted depending on the amount of deposits. The price starts at $0. So the more BNB that is deposited in total, the more the price will increase. It doesn't matter if you invest on the first day or if you invest on the last day at a fair launch, right? I like that they're doing that. And another thing that they're doing is the tokens are going to be released immediately. You can see right here, there is no vesting. Now you might think to yourself, well, that sounds terrible. Everyone's just going to dump their tokens. Probably. It probably will. But you know what it'll do? It'll actually allow price discovery. You know, I mean, one of the things that you see with a lot of these other projects is these whales, they get these vesting periods. So it's like every month on a certain day, right? You just see the price dump and the price dump because they just keep getting these unlocks, right? And it suppresses the price. This basically says, if you want to hold the token, hold it. If you want to dump it, dump it. And it gets all the greedy people out, all the weak hands out right away. And that's that. I mean, look at what happened with the free Uniswap airdrop, right? That price actually increased, even though everybody was getting it for free. So I think this is a really, really cool idea. And plus on top of it, if you guys know how BNB works, you know, for fees and stuff, they are going to be burning these tokens when people are using the exchange and trading as well. And the only fees that you're going to incur are the ones on the blockchain. And because they're using BSC chain, you're talking like 10 cents, right? So very, very awesome. This is something that you've heard a lot of people talk about in the past, creating a truly decentralized on-chain trading experience. And I think PalmSwap, they might be the guys to actually pull it off. So if you guys are interested in getting into that fair launch, check it out below. Use the link in the description. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Obviously, this is not financial advice. Nothing's financial advice. I just like to let you guys know when I find good opportunities, even in these markets. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You're awesome. I love you. You're the reason that I make these videos. I hope you're having a phenomenal and awesome day. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that it's going to get worse before it gets better? Do you think that the worst is behind us? The only thing that I can tell you is outside of the Fed policy, every single possible indicator I've run out of things to talk about at this point, says the bottom is in. And if this structure breaks, and this is the first time that Bitcoin loses this crazy 13-year run that we've been on, well, then we have to just change our bias and we have to play the game how we got to play the game, right? But until then, guys, I'm not panicking. I'm dollar cost averaging. You know how I feel about Bitcoin. You know where I believe it's going. And that is it for me today. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos. Remember, if you do want to take advantage of those bonuses below, click the link in the description, $16,000 in bonuses. And that is it for me. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. And make sure that you check out this video popping up right here, right now. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.